I swear this timeline that we live in is screwed up. There's no way that certain things that are happening now actually happened. Like every time I see something like what I'm going to talk about in this video today, I just expect to wake up the next morning and that didn't happen. And today we're going to be talking about the Disney Plus account, or the Latin America Disney Plus account, tweeting about Star Wars, tweeting about the sequel trilogy in a very negative way. They straight up roasted Star Wars, but I know that a lot of you have probably heard of this already. I think this does have a deeper meaning though when it comes to the future of Star Wars. I'll explain all that later on in the video. First, I want to take a deep dive into the actual tweet and what the actual tweet means, who tweeted it out, why would they tweet this, and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, it's just insane that we live in a time period, a timeline, where Disney themselves, the Disney Plus official Latin America account, verified and everything, are roasting the sequel trilogy that we've been roasting ever since it came out, or ever since, personally, ever since The Last Jedi came out. I was kind of iffy about it, and then The Rise of Skywalker came out, and I was like, okay, this is trash. You know, The Rise of Skywalker is no doubt, in my opinion, the worst Star Wars movie ever made, but that's beside the point. Disney Plus themselves is roasting the sequel trilogy now. That is so insane. I thought I would never ever say that, because they've just been backing it, you know, the whole time, which they should. You know, it's a Disney creation. Why wouldn't you back it up? Especially it's a Disney Star Wars creation, which is kind of up there with Marvel now for their flagship IPs. And I'm sure that they know that if they do Star Wars right, it will be the flagship IP. There's no question about it. The Star Wars fan base is so diehard, and there's so many of them. It's not bigger than the Marvel fan base, but the Star Wars fans are not that far off from the size of the Marvel fan base. And if you can do Star Wars right, Star Wars fans are so much more invested in Star Wars than the Marvel fans are when it comes to Marvel. So the Star Wars sequel trilogy is so polarizing that even Disney themselves are roasting it on Twitter. Back in the day, The Force Awakens managed to go down pretty well, but then The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker happened and ensured, against all odds, that sequels arguably became even more criticized than the prequel films. Blah blah blah. The latest meme doing the rounds on Twitter involves people quoting something someone might say that would be a major red flag for them. Official Disney account Disney Plus Latin America got in on the trend, which with its own tweet that threw the sequels under the bus. The joke translated into English reads, "The latest Star Wars trilogy is the best," followed by a ton of red flag emojis. Here it is right here, and I believe they deleted this tweet as well, because I tried to go find it just now on the Latin America Disney Plus account. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I can't find this tweet anywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if they deleted it, but at the same time, it does make it look kind of bad that they deleted it. And also, I don't know what this means. I don't know, why did this happen? You know, did someone high up at Disney tell them to do this? I can't imagine that being the case, but also at the same time, I can't imagine someone being stupid enough to tweet something like that. Like, what if the social media manager for this account just didn't know that Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, was a Disney property? Maybe it was a complete mistake. Maybe they just really disliked the trilogy and they didn't even know it was a Disney property. That could be one of the options. Another option could be that they just put their 2 weeks in and they want out of there. Or a third option could be that Disney is just coming around on the fact that they made a bad trilogy, that they really messed up with the sequel trilogy, and that could spell doom for Kathleen Kennedy. Maybe that could be a hint that Kathleen Kennedy isn't being renewed. By the way, her contract ends in around 15 days. Today is October 15th when I'm posting this video. Her contract ends on October 31st, and there's still no news about her renewing her contract. I've been saying that I think that they're going to renew it, but I just thought by now we would hear something of that. You know, we would hear, I thought by October 1st she would be renewed. I'm just saying, keep your eye on that situation, because she's not renewed yet, and her contract officially ends on October 31st. And, you know, as you can see by this article right here from Geekosity, Disney expected to extend Kathleen Kennedy as Lucasfilm president. Mikey Sutton, he's usually spot on with his reports. And apparently he looked into this and he saw nothing saying that they were going to fire Kathleen Kennedy, that they weren't going to renew her contract. So I don't know, man. This is getting very interesting. In around 15 days, her contract will end. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, if they do renew her, it will only be for a year, because Bob Chapek even came out and said that he's not doing these long-term 5-10 year contracts anymore with these studio heads, because it's just not, it's not working out. So he's only going to do the short-term contracts. Hopefully, if they do renew her, it will only be for a year, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, something short like that, where we do have another opportunity in the future to see Kathleen Kennedy be fired. But back to this tweet. I don't know how this is allowed to happen. Like I said, I think they deleted the tweet, so it's obvious that they didn't want it to happen. but Disney attempts to extend George Lucas's sci-fi saga have definitely delivered mixed results. It seems for every Rogue One, there's a Rise of Skywalker. That's probably why Lucasfilm has parked the film franchise for the moment, though further films including Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron are in the works, and is focusing on its TV series instead, and is currently finding much more consistent success with them too. I don't think, a lot of people always say, you know, Star Wars is made for television, it's built for television, all that stuff. I don't think that's the case. I think it's simply the creatives that are involved with the television shows just happen to be really good and happen to know how to make proper Star Wars. I think obviously Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, it's been said a million times, they're very talented when it comes to filmmaking. I think Dave Filoni is very talented when it comes to storytelling and creativity. I think Jon Favreau is very talented when it comes to actually getting the film ready to release to the public, or getting the shows ready to release to the public, saying, hey, you can't actually do this. This doesn't actually work in live action, stuff like that. I think they're a great team, and I think that if they were to work on a feature film, it would be just as good as The Mandalorian, probably better, if I'm being honest. I think it would probably be better. Nothing like Star Wars in a theater. I would never want to give that up. A lot of people say that they want to never see another Star Wars movie in the theaters, just do it all on Disney Plus. I'm like, no. Don't do that. Don't ever take Star Wars in the theater away from me. There's nothing like waking up on a day when a Star Wars movie comes out. But I don't know if this means something. I don't know if this is them accidentally having an employee that put his 2 weeks in just tweet that out because he's fed up with Disney. He's fed up with the way that they ran Star Wars, and now he's not going to be working there for much longer. I don't know if this is Disney realizing that the sequel trilogy sucks and that Kathleen Kennedy needs to be fired. I don't know what's going on here. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea what's going on here. And also let me know in the comments if you think Kathleen Kennedy will be fired, because I don't know, man. For the longest time, I've been saying that she's going to renew her contract, but now we're coming up on October 31st. It's October 15th now, and no news of it. Nothing. We haven't heard rumors. We haven't heard reports. We haven't heard any statement from Disney, from Lucasfilm, no one. So let me know if you've heard anything about the Kathleen Kennedy contract situation. Let me know what you think about this tweet of Disney Plus roasting their own trilogy when it comes to the Star Wars sequel trilogy. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. If you did enjoy this video though, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link's in the description as well. Thank you for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one.